So you hit play?
Hey, go! Dun, dun, dun.
Oh no, that's long gone.
I know some new shit now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Manson Vlogs, and this was a long time coming, but we got Sneaker Talk Jersey Edition, episode 4 right now, where we're going to be going over everything happening in the sneaker world, whether it's releases, news, anything like that, from the third quarter of the year. So everything from July through September 2021. But we got my boy Chinedu here, who's going to help us break it down, and he's going to give us a brief intro on himself, what he likes, what he doesn't like, how he kind of came into the sneaker thing. So thanks for coming on the show.
Of course, man. Appreciate you letting me up in this thing, man. Finally, man. Definitely glad to be here. Yeah. Like you said, my name is Chinedu, and yeah, man. I feel like I really got on the sneaker stuff probably 2011. I feel like I just remember that was when I really first started trying to get fly in high school and whatnot, and I was just getting into the Jordans. That's when the Galaxy foam posits was coming out, folks selling their cards for stuff like that. That was back in the day when I don't even know if folks remember Soul Collector Marketplace. That shit was popping. I remember that was my joint back in the day, you feel me? And so that's how I was just getting sneakers.
That's crazy. 2011, really? And we met in 2012, so I didn't even know. I thought you was into it way before that.
Yeah, nah, it was definitely my junior year. Okay, well, my junior year technically started 2010, right? Yeah, okay, so 2010, 2011, that's when, for sure, I was into the Jordans, not Team Jordan though. I was into the retros. He
definitely has a pair of 6 rings out.
Yeah, alright, you feel me?
That makes sense though, around junior year, because you probably started working and getting your own money a little bit.
Yes, I had my first real job my senior year of high school. I had to save up Christmas money, but before senior year, I was saving up money for birthday and Christmas. That's how I got my first 2 pairs of actual retros. Was of course my favorite Jordan all time, Air Jordan 8 Aquas. Not up for debate with your auntie. That's 1. 2.
I'm gonna insert a picture of the status of the. Do you still have them?
The status.
The first one.
Oh, I still got them. I wish, son, I should have brought them joints. What? I still got. They're talking and everything. They're done, but they're cooked.
Definitely gonna insert a picture of those right here.
Oh man, yeah, they're just as fire. I still rock them today if I could. And then a pair of anniversary 9s, all white 9s. Those was my first 2 retro pairs that I was rocking with.
Definitely.
But
9s are definitely underrated.
Oh, 100%, 110%. That's the sneaker I remember from Space Jam. When the Space Jam 11s came out, I was like, okay, I don't remember. I did not remember seeing those.
You wanted the white, black, and red.
I didn't want those. I did not think those looked good, to be honest with you, at first. But I've seen people rock them, and that's another thing with sneakers. I feel like sometimes, and I've told you, huh?
What people?
No, I see I don't even, just random people rock them and make it look good. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is a better, because sometimes I always tell you.
Coming at me at first. But
No. Oh, yeah, you weren't one of the people who I saw, though, that made it look good. So don't worry. But yeah, I feel as if with sneakers, seeing them in a picture is different from seeing them on feet. I always tell you whenever you send me a sneaker, I'm I got to see it on feet because I want to see how people freak it and all that, because I think that's where I get the inspiration on if I really think something is fire or not. But
speaking of on feet, what we got on feet right now?
Oh man, is this a normal segment? I feel like
it's
J.
not,
Cole.
because I normally been doing it on Zoom. This is the first in-person episode. So.
Oh yeah, come on, man. We had to bring out all the stops for this one. But I feel like J. Cole, when the Breakfast Club asked him to freestyle, it's nigga, y'all do this regularly? You doing this just because it's me?
You got singled out?
Yeah, what? But yeah, man, it's nothing crazy. I don't know if I'm supposed to take. I'm gonna take the shoe off, man. You feel me? Nothing crazy, man. Just the ALD New Balances, man. There's nothing insane. I should have took off the left one because that actually has the ALD logo on it. But a little white and forest green action, man. I think great shoe. Moose is actually the one who really made me aware that these shits was super, super fire. So I'll give him the credit.
And for me, I got the. I'm not going to take these off, but got the Air Force Ones from 2019. This is paired. They are numbered somewhere.
Oh yeah, I see the 1639.
1639 out of 5269. So good pair, good materials. Good feats all around. But
come on, man.
All right, so let's get right into this news for the past quarter. Okay, so first topic we want to get into is unauthorized pairs or replicas, or people are now trying to call them customs, which is kind of crazy. all these words are just like becoming synonymous and they shouldn't be. So how do you feel about, first of all, how do you feel about them in general? And then I'll go into like specific aspects of them.
So you trying to trap me? He's like, how you feel about them in general? Then I'm gonna start coming crazy at folk. But yeah, man, I feel like it kind of depends on the type of person you are when it comes to the sneaker culture. Okay, see, now that's a different question. You feel me? Me personally, I wouldn't, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that I may judge somebody else's lifestyle. I think that we should all be, as a society, more accepting of people. And that's a conversation for another day. However, we're back to this question. I feel like it depends on what you're in it for, man. I feel as if okay, so right, boom. I'm gonna give a long-winded example, but if you're in it where you actually like the sneaker, like forget the clout, forget the hype and all that, you actually like the sneaker, then it's like I can understand where you're just like, I don't even care if I can't get it, I want to get something that resembles it and that looks like it. But if you're after the clout, if you will, or if you're after the hype of it, then that's whack, because it's like a part of that hype is it being scarce. So if it's going to be scarce, it's kind of like you're cheating by getting a fake version, because you don't have to, like, there's nothing that goes into that.
And and like you mentioned, like it depends on the person if you actually like the shoe and everything, because one of the main things was we're seeing a shift with how we view, the world in general. But like back in the day, you couldn't wear certain like fakes. Like that was not even back in the day. Honestly, we'll say 3 years ago. But like now, a lot of arguments that people make is like sneakers it's impossible to get, right? Like they're too hard to get, and with the internet and everything, younger kids are seeing other sneakers, not just, what they see in the mall and stuff. They seeing their favorite rappers or favorite influencers or whatever wearing certain shoes, and they want them so bad, but they don't have the money. Their parents ain't about to give them. It's not like when we would ask our parents for, like Jordans being $150, $200. That's crazy, but you talking about $1,000 off-white shoe or like $1,500 Travis shoe, like that's insane. So they get they little $60, $70, $100, whatever they cost. I don't know. You would be better versed in the pricing of it.
Of what? There you go.
Unauthorized pairs, but that's another argument, is that a lot of these fakes look like, it's not like before where you could tell if it was right in front of you, like this looks crazy. Now they look almost identical, like to the point where these shops and StockX and Go and stuff, they get it wrong a lot of the times because they can't tell if it's fake or not. So it's like, why does it matter? But then, back to your point, like, I actually like the design and stuff like that, but it's like, how do you know you actually do? Like, you may like it, but where's the line drawn where, like, let's say you strike out all the time. Are you going to buy fake for every single, like, you like every single shoe? Like, I like a lot of shoes, but I'm not, like, if you miss part of the game is, like you said, the scarcity. Like, if you can't get it, you can't get it, and you got to move on. And you don't even appreciate the shoe. I don't care how much you like the design. You're not going to appreciate the shoe
absolutely
nearly as much as if you had to spend your own money. You had to wake up. You had to stand in line. You won a raffle, which is like 1 in a million. Like, you definitely appreciate it a lot more. And I feel like maybe we'll get too deep into it, but like it definitely is like a life lesson too. Like, value of a dollar type thing.
Yeah, but then see, and it's interesting because as I'm listening to your different points, which make absolute sense. If you think about it, you said sneakers before was 150 to 200. Yeah. They still are. You're comparing the retail to the resale. You said the off-whites don't retail for 1,000.
Resale's a new retail.
Because remember,
how many times? Think about it. How many times, like you said, you were saving up Christmas money, you were saving up birthday money, you was doing all that because you knew when this shoe comes out in whatever catalog you're looking at website, I need X amount of money. Now you have to budget for the inevitable L and how much you're willing to spend.
Well, at that time, folks was camping out. Like, folks was putting in work. Like, let's not act as if it was no, it's gotten 100% worse, and I get it now. That point is definitely more prevalent nowadays. Yeah. But back then, I remember specifically camping out at Takeover in Montclair. Like, I remember bringing a chair to sit in that motherfucker. I remember camping out. Even at Rutgers Newark when Columbia 11s came out, I remember niggas getting robbed, like, because folks know you have money, you're here camping out, you have to have at least 220 on you. Like, I remember, like, you still have to put in work. I remember even you saying it before, like, yo, when it comes to sneakers, like, people want the sneaker, but they don't want to put in the work. Like, or they'll be mad, like, I have to do all this. It's like, well, yeah, you kind of do have to earn it. So I get your point saying that, but
then they argue, like, for me, because I flip shoes, as y'all know, and it's like, I'll tell someone a price which isn't crazy at all, especially because of the market. Like, I don't charge 100 over StockX. Like, I don't do nothing crazy like that. And like, people say, oh, why y'all charging X amount of money? Why can't you give it to me for whatever? And it's like, if I went through all the things that you just mentioned
that you don't want to go through,
and I'm trying to make a profit, obviously, why am I going to give it to you for $20 more than what I paid for it? Like, it's more than just the money, it's the time, it's the effort, it's the business aspect of it. So
sweat equity, man.
Yeah,
the heck?
So I think we both saying, I mean, I personally, like, if you're gonna buy them, I'm not gonna like call people out on it, but if you're gonna buy reps or unauthorized pairs and try and like flex with them and all that kind of stuff, I don't care what your reasoning is. If you don't have the money, you actually like the shoe, do not flex fake pairs. I'm sorry.
Hey, look, and to put a cap on this one, I agree. I feel like I've mentioned their reasoning in terms of like trying to understand from their point. I personally wouldn't do it because of the fact that there's kind of a value you get from knowing you cop the real thing. I liken it to fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards back in the day. Like, you could get an Egyptian god card, but if it's fake and we know it's fake, it's like, dog, that don't mean nothing. You feel me? So like, you want the real deal. It's kind of like a feeling about it, man. So I won't do it, but if folks is doing their thing, man, just don't flex like he said, because that's disrespect.
We're gonna move on to New Balances, which is in general, but you know, we mentioned the 550s earlier. But we've seen like some of the 990 models and stuff being, you know, very popular. Like we said, 990 V5s. Last year, the 990 V2 was pretty popular, and then this year we saw like the 990 V3 become a lot popular, again, collabs with like Kith, Bodega had a pair, Joe Fresh Goods, who did a dope like release for that campaign and everything. So how do you feel about, you know, New Balance's continuing their momentum from the last like 2 or 3 years? And I mean, you probably, besides these, you don't know probably the last time you bought a pair, if you have.
Bro, personally, I have never been a New Balance fan. However, I love this because the fact that I remember back in the day, folks getting made fun of for rocking New Balances.
Yeah, I had pairs of 574s, for sure.
Oof. Put that on the screen. But yeah, like, I remember folks being made fun of for that. So I think it's dope that they were able to flip it on this air through these different collabs, which I think this is like, there's pros and cons of collabs, obviously, because it can like overhype things to the point where you can't get them. But then I feel like this is one of the pros of making shoes that like at one point people like didn't really want to be seen wearing and turning it on its ear and making it something that's coveted. So I think that's super dope, especially the 990s. Like, I personally never looked at them any type of way in terms of wanting them, but I know like my sister loves them. Like I remember when I worked at Foot Locker, like those were like the most popular New Balances, at least that we were selling and whatnot. And I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just happy to kind of see that become a popular thing.
And when you talk about like outside of hype and everything, some New Balances, like just the regular GRs, be mad expensive, especially like the made in USA pairs and stuff like that. Like they're paid a lot of attention to like materials, craftsmanship, stuff like that. So like, some of them GRs be like 180, some even like 200, 250, which is crazy. So, you know, New Balance, you know, I just say like for people, there's plenty of models out there, plenty of colors and stuff like that. And you don't have to get like whatever you saw on Instagram and whatever else. Like even the 550s he showed y'all, like, I mean, before they restocked, people was paying $700 for it. That's ridiculous. Not $700 shoe.
Ridiculous.
And then they started putting out a lot more colorways without the ALD stamp on it, and people are still buying those. So like, there's alternatives, and that goes back to the previous topic about the unauthorized pairs. It's like, there are alternatives. Like, yes, there are these hype shoes that resell for $1,000, $1,500, but there are a lot of retros you can get too for $250.
Absolutely.
Even like the not super hype ones, it's like there's enough, but then it goes into the whole hype thing. It's like when people weren't buying these things 2 years ago, they was going to the outlets, it was going on sale, no one wanted it. So it's like, it's hard for me to believe people when they say like, oh no, I just want the shoe for the shoe.
Yeah, it depends. It's like, what are you in it for type ish? Because I personally feel like, I feel like it's part of the game. Before I could get the before I got my pair of Royal Ones, I remember I was looking into dunks, like just blue and black dunks, just to be, even if they low top,
just
whatever.
to get the look.
Exactly. It's like, I'm into it like that. Like I'm gonna wait until I'm able to acquire a pair. And I feel like even with these 550s, my favorite pair of 550s is a GR pair, the gray GR pair, not the gray ALD joints. Cause I'm like, I actually like the sneaker. I feel like people are sometimes like kind of like prisoners to the hype. Cause you would think, if I'm looking for a great 550, I'm gonna get the ALD one, obviously, but it's like, I'm like, the grave's a little too dark for me.
I think we kind of all fall into that in some aspect of it. It's like, you want to get something not everybody has. And even that, it's like, it's a GR, but it's like,
you can't find that
are a lot of people buying it too. So it's like, sometimes you want something that not everybody has, and it doesn't necessarily have to be limited. It's just something you're not going to see every day. So, okay, then we move on to the ICA Air Force Ones, which if you guys have been, tracking, Virgil, he's put out a off-white Air Force One for each kind of like museum installation the past couple of years. So he had the Complex Con ones in 2017. He had a MoMA pair in 2018. The MCAs, the blue pair, came out last year, and then this year we got the yellow ICAs in Boston. And the way that release went was Sneakers app. They did kind of like a location-based release. So if you were in a certain area near the museum, but even some people in Boston didn't get it just for being in Boston. You have to be in a certain geographical location. People spoof or fake their location on their phone. They're able to order the shoe and it's shipped to their house no matter where they lived in the country, which is kind of crazy. And it's like, I don't know, we get all these press releases from Nike and all this stuff about trying to be fair and all that, but it's like, that's such a large oversight, and like, you can't tell me that you don't have Nike employees on Twitter seeing this information or in these cook groups and stuff like that, where like, they had to have known that was going to happen. Like, I don't understand at this point in 2021 that you wouldn't, like, it doesn't affect me. I don't care. But if we talk about like the grand scope of things, like if I lived in Boston and I couldn't get it, I would be very pissed.
Yeah, that seems, there's a couple things to go through in terms of that one. One, shout out to Virgil, man, because anything that keeps the Air Force One alive, I'm with it, man. Anything that keeps people wanting Air Force Ones, dog, because, coming from the East Coast, you feel me, that's what we grew up on. So, Virgil, kudos to you. Second off, I feel like that's just, okay, so, right, a part of me wants to say it's like, if you're able to find a way around something, if you're able to finesse, you feel me? Yeah, it's just like, come on, man, crown the king. But then at the same time, it's like Nike kind of, I feel like, one, if you're gonna do these location things where it's like you have to be in a specific location, then dog, make it, it has to be a Boston address. At least make it go either make it really annoying and difficult, or it's like if you're gonna do that, then it's just like, hey, people are gonna find ways to finesse it. I feel like I think my rule of thumb is allow me to be able to either get it online and physically have the option to physically pull up to get it too. Because online, I don't really trust that all the time. Like, I want to be able to just go there, let me sit down and try to really get it. You feel me? It's
funny too, because it's like, obviously they can't release the information about, hey, we're going to do this at 3:00, but it's like, so it's really geared towards those people that are sitting at home on cook groups or on their phone and knowing all this information, because there's no other way for the regular person to know. Like, when stuff restocks on these websites, when retros restock, you follow Twitter accounts, but where do the Twitter accounts get that information from? They have these monitors that let them know that. So, is it really helping, or what are we doing?
I feel you. I definitely feel you. And like you were saying, like, I feel as if I don't envy whoever at Nike is in charge of that. And I feel as if it's one of those things where you kind of got to figure it out when you're in a market of scarcity, when the whole point is to try to like make it so that some people do get it, but also make it that everyone can't get it. It's like, there's going to be winners and there's going to be losers, man. But it's just like, must we always be the losers? Exactly. Like, that's the biggest thing.
Always in that category.
Look, Nike, holla at me, man. Look, if you just make sure that it's really fair and square, like show me the back end and show me that like y'all being fair to me, I'm a support, man.
And that's a whole nother topic, like where they don't release all this information. People say, oh, they need to be transparent. It's like, they can't, because you see what people take advantage of with a little bit of information.
Yeah, right? Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's all about the rhythms, man. Just like on IG, just like anything, it's all about the rhythms, man. They know that algorithm is over.
We mentioned the Galaxy foams earlier. We know there was a time where that was a thing with Nike basketball, especially the Galaxy pack with the Big Bang LeBrons, the Galaxy KDs, the foams, like you mentioned. So it's like, we've seen, a shift first with, like, I guess the Roshis was the real start of it, but like Kanye, you see just the athleisure, the monochrome, everybody had them drop, what do you call them, drop shoulder, drop chest tees, whatever.
Drop chest tees, scoop neck.
Like,
yo, ASOS.
Yo, we gave ASOS.
Yo.
You owe us some shares or something. They just boost that stock price.
I'm telling you, man. ASOS, holla at me, man. Y'all too, man. I'm going to put my IG in this month. Y'all too.
I will not be putting his IG in the description. But, yeah, it's like that whole shift and, Jerry Lorenzo too, fear of God. It's like the whole, like, shift from big, bulky, and just going back to like slim, more comfortable, toned down, the look of it shifted this whole thing. So like people that used to rock all these Nike basketball sneakers or even other like high top sneakers and stuff like that has kind of gone down. People like the Jordan 1 and have shifted away from not the other models probably after the 4 because like they're kind of big, they're bulky, you got to wear certain pants with them that look right. And what do you think is making that happen? I mean, Kanye can't be the only person. He is powerful, but I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, man. I feel like there's a bunch of different things, right? Because I feel like one, the marketplace has just, shifted, whether, it's due to Kanye, due to different trends, due to like, the fashion trends of like, your jeans getting skinnier, kind of like, how your joints lay on it, how your, your jeans lay on your sneakers has become even more important, you feel me? Yeah. As, Moose and a couple people that will be unnamed, they were big fans of tuck fucking, you feel me? Their jeans into their tongues, whether that was appropriate or not. But no, yeah, man. So, I feel like the different trends that have been happening have been, able to contribute to that fact. Because I feel like, people are just on a more minimalist, simplistic kind of way of dressing now versus like before. I feel like it was just super bulky, super about like, being
flashy.
I like, feel as if it's like people are on a more minimalist kind of wave. And like I said, as someone who like, does like bright colors, even I've had my, toned down fits and whatnot. So I feel like that's just been a general thing. And I feel like Yeezys have helped people kind of go into that direction because if you think about it, right? Jordan 1s is just, a shoe that kind of transcends time, right? Yeah. But you can wear different fits with Jordan 1s because it's so versatile. Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like
why sleeker too.
Exactly.
That's also why.
But wait, hold on. Let me just get this jaw off because like I'm gonna forget my point. It's just the fact that Yeezys have changed the whole way you have to dress. Like you couldn't wear Yeezys with like basketball shorts and all. Even though you gotta like make sure you're doing it in the right way type ish. So, but yeah, continue your point.
Yeah. So. Like even with that, when we say shift, like it's outside of sneakers. Like you see all these brands trying. We mentioned ASOS, H&M, Zara specifically was
Zara.
The fear of God / Yeezy aesthetic to the T.
Yeah,
literally.
You done?
But yeah, so like that's what I'm saying. It's like, so do you think like people say, oh man, I want these to retro, and then they retro and they like the South Beach LeBrons, like the Miami Knights, like all these other sneakers, like. Do people actually want them or not? Like,
I feel like
people that want them probably get them.
Yeah, not right. What I think is right, similar to how we're talking about a marketplace shift, right? I feel like now that also coincides with, do you like the sneaker or did you like the hype? Because now I feel like personally, me, Air Jordan 8 Aquas. Them shits, if you could look at whatever the resale is right now or whenever they last released, it's not like it was a super hyped shoe. Yeah. I was the first one at that store no matter what. I don't care who else is rocking it because I actually love that sneaker. Yeah. If I was going based off the hype, I would be like, man,
you're not going to waste, play no games and
yeah.
Because you don't know. Some of them shoes catch you by surprise, but even to that point, it's like people hate talking about resale prices, but like they're such an indication of like, okay, do I need to wake up this early? Oh, because with these secondary markets, you can catch them for under retail sometimes, or sometimes they go on sale, or if they sit, you could use a coupon even, or like, you don't have to rush to get it, but it's still going to be here in 2 months, so I could go in the Foot Locker and go get it. So it's like, it's a gift and a curse for sure.
Yeah, it is, but also in addition, I feel as if like, people also, I feel like the times have also changed, right? Yeah. I feel like in general, sneakers, although they feel like they've become less and less available, I feel like there's more inventory.
More variety too.
Exactly. Yeah, like there's more being pumped in. Because back in the day, I just think there were less sneakers being produced generally. I just feel like there's more sneakers being produced now, but there's more people going after them. So if there's a release where not as many people as normal will go after them, it's gonna look like there's just like so much sitting on the shelf. But it's like they're producing more. Because remember, the South Beach, they had even OD limited quantities back then. They were already producing less sneakers back then. So I just feel like it's the fact that there's more inventory and less demand. It's basically just more supply and less demand. You feel me? That's what it is.
Yeah,
So,
that's like you said, being a sneakers or Nike or any of these brands, like trying to find that happy medium. Well, honestly, they don't try to find a happy medium. They always are going to produce less than the demand. But, so yeah, it's like, I don't know. At the end of the day, buy what you like. You know, you got to make that decision if you're going to wait for it to go on sale because you think it's going to or what, but don't just buy into the hype.
Like, it also depends on what you value because, you know, I feel like there are people who, for example, like, I don't consider myself a sneakerhead also, by the way. I'm someone who loves sneakers, you feel me? But I'm not a sneakerhead. Like, I kind of only want to get what I like. I don't want to just get anything because this is 300 pairs in the world. And like, you feel me? I only get what I like. But at the same time, there are people who like have sneakers and then they brag like, oh, I got this sneaker, you don't. But it's like, we value different things. We're retail boys. Y'all can pick, because you can get any sneaker in the world that you want. Let this be known. You can get any sneaker in the world that you want. I don't care how rare it is if you're willing to pay. Like Mayor said, a sneaker is worth what your stupid ass is willing to pay for it. So this is the thing, you know, I'm like, I care about, okay, I'd rather not get a sneaker because I'd have to pay $1,000. Some people would rather pay that $1,000 just to have the sneaker. I'm like, if I can't get it for retail or close to retail, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Some people value just having the sneakers. Some people value getting it for a good price. So it depends on what type of person that you are. So
or how bad you want it.
I'm not spending it. Like I just kind of can't see myself spending it unless the sneaker may be worth $5,000 or some shit. You feel me? Because you know, I feel like
And that's what I'm saying. Like the resale price has so much influence on your decision making, whether you care about reselling, whether you care about you going to flip it, whether you care about wearing it, whether you're going to rock it once or 100 times. Like it all matters, you know, at the end of the day. But yeah, just get what you like, know your price. If you want to spend it, go ahead. All right, so you know, we mentioned them earlier or throughout this whole podcast. So we talk about Off-White, we talk about Travis. So we'll get into the Travis highs and the Travis lows that came out recently, and that release was just mayhem. So like the highs, of course, we always know people talk about, oh, this colorway's trash, I don't care about this, da. People talk about, oh, I hate resellers, I never resell. But if they hit on the certain shoe that's worth enough, they will flip that shoe. So we saw, of course, they didn't sit, you know.
Duh.
And it was kind of weird because people were saying, oh, they didn't release on sneakers. They only dropped, certain boutiques did drop them through the back door. And they released on his website. And people were hating on them, like I said, but then, of course, they're like a $3,000, $3,500, $4,000 shoe. We got Isaiah Thomas offering jerseys signed to get them, and like it's getting
I
crazy.
wish my signature was worth it. I promise you, I wish.
Well,
he did it the right way.
That was the debate, if his signature was worth
Yo, y'all gotta chill, son. Stop disrespecting Isaiah Thomas. That's what we not gonna do, man. Parks.
It wasn't even... Savon, edit. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, do people actually like it? Were they going to flip it? Do they just want it to flex that they have it? It's like, to me, even that's kind of crazy. Like, if you one of them people that just like, you don't sell at all and you don't care to build a name for yourself, you're just going to cop and flip, why even flex it online?
Why flex that you got it?
Especially if you're trashing it.
What are you saying? Why flex that you got it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, okay, let's backtrack first off, right?
And that's the other thing.
All right, let me let him get his off first.
The flexing in the hand or the bottom screen versus wearing it, putting an outfit together, and like whether you wear it again after that, I don't care. I respect the person more for doing that, taking a picture or whatever, than just like getting it, trashing it beforehand, and then just like, oh, I'm just gonna take a picture so niggas know I got it, and then you're gonna sell it on StockX or something like.
Oh shit. I don't even be seeing these people. I don't interact with these people, so he's obviously a pro on this. He has probably done it, but hey, you know how that go. But yeah, I mean, I feel like one, this all I attribute to Kanye, and please correct me if I'm wrong. He is the king of releasing a sneaker that folks will trash unmercilessly before him, but the shit will sell out in a second. Cause like Kanye, every new Yeezy, people, these shits is ugly, they look like dumplings. Sold out in less than 30 seconds, like stop it. Like there's a demand for it regardless of how you feel. And if you get a pair, like you said, you're not gonna be like, oh, I don't want it, or you're not gonna not go for it because it's ugly. So it's like, it's one of those things.
All the time. They're like, fam, if you walked in, they're like, let's say, oh, I only want my size, or I only want my pair. But they're like, yo, you can get two if you want. You're going to be like, nah, G, I'm good. You could keep that for someone else. Fam.
Yeah, nah.
I'm going to make my quick 200.
Or I get it for somebody that I know wants it.
Exactly.
And then give it to them for the love. Like, you feel me? So it's one of those things. But in terms of, what was the question about how I feel about people, just the sneaker, or people flexing like, after they trashed it?
Yeah, like trashing it, and then you're like, these are growing on me type people. Once they see the resale, it's like, I don't know, bro. Like me, it's so much easier to just say, I don't know, I don't like them. I gotta wait. Like you said, I gotta see them on feet. I gotta see them in an outfit. I gotta see someone wearing it. But as of right now, I don't like these. Yeah. That's fine. But you can't be, man, these
yeah, I mean,
y'all just care about hype. And then get the shit.
Yeah, so basically, like, if you are one of those people that you gotta kind of wait and see, with the resale market, with these disgusting resellers, you feel me? Like, you don't have the time to wait and see, because the price will be so crazy that you're not willing to purchase it. So you have to go all in order to get it. So that's like, and if you don't like it, okay, then you can easily get that off your hands. But it'll be way harder to get it later than it will be to sell it later. So that's why they're like, let me just get it just to secure my pair. So that could be a reason why they do that.
Do you like those, the highs?
Which ones? I thought the lows looked way better than the highs.
But do you think the highs were ass?
Compared to what? I like to compare it. I'd rather not just, think about it just by itself compared to the original Trav.
If you could get them for retail, would you? Despite the resale value.
I would get it. If I get it for retail, yeah, I would. So.
Okay. So do you think, like, again, goes back to the resale price dictates what you're willing to do for a shoe sometimes?
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
Most of the time.
110%. I feel like that's like an indicator. Perfect example is the zebras. The zebras, you remember you traded your car for a pair of zebras. Remember that? And so it's like now, because more pairs have been injected into the marketplace, the resale price is going down and people don't want zebras as much.
But look, the creams, they said, hey, we're going to put out 1 million pairs.
Yeah.
They were on... I know why you're laughing.
Alright then.
Every nigga became a reseller that week.
Yo.
Every nigga became a reseller that week.
Yo. Stop, sir. Relax.
Every nigga became a reseller that week. But
what do you feel about the butters?
But anyway, those was on, like, Adidas was begging people to buy them. I got an email every day for that week. It was on the Adidas app, confirmed that, Yeezy supply. It was on everything for a week. 1 million pairs, and now if you try and get a pair of creams, they like 400, 450 right now.
No way.
Yeah, did it take 2 years or however long? But it eventually went up.
Folks is wow. That's probably because of you and TikTok.
Me and TikTok. But yeah, shout out to Travis Lowe's. I definitely want those still.
Yeah, them joints. Yo, look, man. Yo, you stop it. Look, if anyone has a pair of Travis Lowe's, man, I'm offering a signed water bottle, or I'll put my signature on anything that you want me to. Just if you got a pair, look, man. Look, see why your mind gotta be there, bro. Like, but yeah, yo, holla at me though. Real talk.
It's John Hancock on someone.
Yo, what's up? Yo, say stop this, man. Yo, we need sensitivity training at this shoot.
So I mentioned the Entreprenuerial Air Force Ones I'm wearing right now. You seen the Entreprenuerial Ones that are supposed to come out? How you feeling on those?
All right, so boom. Although this could be unrelated, one, you know how like how ASAP, one of his lines is like, oh, you're the god of black. Well, if your name is purple, I'm the god of that.
Yes.
I feel like me and Travis Scott made brown
yes.
Like brown became like the it color for like the next year, i.e. the mochas, i.e. even though the threes were actually a retro, because those actually been old, but them ones,
you said
Nike,
that was his favorite I don't even say it was his favorite Jordan. He said it was like his favorite 3 or something.
That's actually dope because I remember back before they retroed them shits. I was thinking of getting a pair, but I was like, I don't really wear that much brown. Like back in, because back in the day, my goal was to get Jordans that like folks didn't have that wasn't retro. Like I remember I was trying to get the French Blues like in 2012. Like I remember that vividly. But anywho, yeah. So like I just feel like when I be seeing Jordan 1s with brown in them, that's like not really fuego.
I think they're more like. They're closer to like burgundy.
Are they? I have only seen pictures, so maybe in person they might be really
I haven't seen
burgundy.
them in person, but like in the pictures they look closer. They're like brownish burgundy because they also have like a Bordeaux colorway that's like burgundy-ish purple that's supposed to be coming out too. But yeah, they like I don't know. It's probably a no for me. I don't even know what I'm. Like,
He's like, I don't even know why I'm mincing words here.
Yeah, like it's cool. They want to do the different material. Like I said, they got different materials on these, but like. You know, the snake skin and all that, but like I don't know, it's just like you don't have to like every shoe. I don't like.
Yeah, you don't have to. And to be honest, to each their own. What I will say about Amamanye is the fact that they have great quality. Yes. So like I respect any.
And they're black owned.
Come on now, man. Look, write it down, y'all. Buy them. But yeah, so basically, like,
yeah, just go buy them.
Yeah, go buy them. I mean, hey, look, whether you resell or whatever, increase the demand, help that black man out. But it's just the fact that, like, I respect anybody who's putting out quality material, whether it's from music, clothes to sneakers, whatever. So that I respect. It may not be for me, but it might be for somebody else. And the fact that whoever it is for does get a quality pair of shoes, because them 3s.
Yeah, so I guess that's a no for both of us on those Entreprenuerial ones. So then we're going to get a little more serious. We ain't got to spend too much time here, but it had to have been mentioned. Like you talk about back in the day, people getting robbed and things like that. Recently, a couple months ago, we had a shooting at a shoe palace. An employee got shot and died over a dispute over like a raffle or something like that. And it's like, people, obviously, they look at, like back in the day, they look at Jordan like, y'all don't care about the black community because people are killing themselves over it and y'all either making the shoes too expensive or people, they're too in demand. And it's like, you can't, like, there's so little you can do with that. Like, it's like, okay, you increase the quantity, but then either people don't buy them or it's like certain models are like, why am I being in control of people doing stupid things? Like, you're willing to go to jail for the rest of your life over $200. Like, this is like, okay, stores wanted to be more fair, not cause such a commotion, everything, especially during COVID and stuff, where we just going to do a raffle or something. And some idiot that, it goes back to how everything's changed with like the internet. Like before you would get clowned on in person. Now people's like, some people just take stuff because they don't have. Like, just the fact that I want that shoe so bad and I don't like, maybe I'm getting clowned at school, I've been told I'm nothing, I'm whatever, and like people just take things so much more to heart now that it's like, this nigga just made me mad, or I just wanted to increase my chances of winning. I don't know what was going through that man's head.
Somebody's going to increase your chances.
It makes no sense, especially since you killed an employee who's just doing his job. Like, so the employee was only 26, Jaron Bradford, and the shooter was only 16. So there you go, 2 young kids whose lives is just...
Where did this happen?
Gone. On Melrose in Cali.
Jesus Christ, dog. That's ridiculous, man.
So, like, honestly, I don't even know if that's not even what's the solution to this? Like, unfortunately, that's just something that can happen. And people say it all the time, like, you could be at a grocery store, like, not trying to get dark here, but like, this type of stuff can literally just happen anywhere. Like, there's no way to really avoid that like that. Like, it can just happen. And it's like, it's unfortunate that, like, it even happened off of someone robbing someone. It's just like a dispute with an employee who's just trying to do his job. And
yeah, I feel like, kind of like the culture and the community kind of has to police itself and kind of, just determine on what's acceptable and what's not. Because, like, that's just, like, over some sneakers, dog, like, losing your freedom, 2 people basically losing their lives, basically, right?
Yeah.
Like, for
having
what?
over a sneaker over a raffle that you might have not even won.
Yeah, like that just doesn't even make sense. And like I just feel like, you know, the culture has to decide what it's going to allow, because, you know, of course, as somebody as people who have been to you know, who's camped out or like had to stand in these lines, it's like it could get a little interesting, you feel me? Like, you know what I mean? Because a lot of tensions is flaring. People's always like, yo, like you trying to make sure nobody's trying to jack you. No one's trying to, like, you feel me, get over on you.
It's
like,
not even always about the sneaker per se. It could just be the disrespect. It could be someone cutting. It could be someone looking at you a certain way. It's like, it could be a whole bunch of things. Like we've seen, matter of fact, last year alone, we've seen all of them like secret restock in stores that, again, who would know that the store got a shipment in of dunks, and people getting in fights every week over a shoe that costs $200 resale. Like, but sometimes it ain't about the shoe. So, I think everybody just gotta, you know, do better. This might be, you know, another argument for the people that buy the reps and stuff. Like, it's just another outlet for people to get them. Like, I mean,
you going hard for these reps, man. You want to tell me, guy?
I'm just saying. It's
what
like,
number you say these?
Yo, nah, I've seen that when someone else has the number that. Oh God.
No, you haven't. Shut up. There's no. What are the odds that somebody?
Anyway, it's unfortunate, but like I said, it's not for me when we talk about the rest. But it's like, if it's gonna add to this, like, not happening, or, you know, divert it from something like this happening, then, you know, it is what it is. Same thing with GRs. Like, okay, you don't get the most expensive thing or most hype thing. Like, part of the allure of sneakers is, you know, the scarcity, or I'm gonna rock something that no one else has, or I'm gonna rock it better than what, you know, other people have. So if, you know, someone can get a GR that looks kind of like it, or rep or whatever, to avoid any type of violence or feeling less than, because it's just sneakers, bro. Like, you're not less than. It's a hobby at the end of the day. Like, people like collecting, people like throwing fists together. It's just for fun, and it makes you feel good.
Yeah, but you're talking about just sneakers, though. When you start to talk about, because remember, let's say you have to get a GR pair to put a fit together. Now we're talking about a whole fit. Now we're talking about actually, and people don't always know how to dress. You feel me? So it's just like because people will literally depend on the shoe.
But even that's like subjective. Like my thumb I'd be like, do I want to double tap on this picture? Because some people be putting some nonsense together. But
no comment, man.
But you may know them.
No, I don't.
So it's like,
I don't know these folks.
You know, it's whatever. At the end of the day, like, it's not bad, but it's just like, okay, I wouldn't wear that. I wouldn't put it together like that.
Yeah, and like people sometimes depend on these sneakers for their fits, or depending on like designer for their to save the entire fit. And this is a quote by me. I'll be telling people I don't need designer to save my outfits, man. Like, you feel me? I'm gonna put this shit together.
This was the first time he ever said that.
It's funny, yeah, on camera, bro. I'm dope in real life, okay? I know he's dope on social media, and on YouTube, I'm dope in real life.
We've been seeing ever since, I mean, this is a whole nother topic with the PS5s and resellers and people in gaming not being used to not being able to easily access things and feeling the pain of sneakers, you know, sneakerheads or people in the sneaker community. But FedEx specifically, as a shipping carrier, has been in the news or online a lot for stealing packages, opening packages, replacing people's sneakers with the sneakers that were on their feet while they were driving.
Yo.
And it's like, what is going on with this? Like,
look, man, get you a job at FedEx, B. That's my only solution. No, I'm joking.
And
look.
It's like, it sucks because this happened to me, for example, with Nike, for example. It was like, I had got a pair of those like off-white soccer shoes or whatever. They was flipping for a decent amount, so I was like, okay, why not? And you know how he puts like a word with quotations on the bottom, like air or something. So I had like quotations that foam, because the bottom was foam. And a little bit of the lettering was like smudged. It was like a factory defect. And I'm like, can I sell these on StockX or not? I was just like, I'm just gonna do it and see what happens, because it's not a fake pair. So I do it, and they're like, oh, we can't sell these because, you know, whatever. And I email or tweet Nike or whatever, and I'm like, oh, can I get a replacement pair? But obviously with like high demand shoes, they don't have anymore, or they're not going to replace it, or whatever the heck. So they'd be like, oh, we can give you like a 20% off discount. You can't use that discount on anything good. And then it's like, okay, but now let's use Travis Scott, for example, because people was getting their Travis Scott stolen. It's like, now you're giving me a 20% discount on a shoe that is worth $1,500 and I can't get. Like, I just want the shoe. I don't care about discount. I don't care about, even though the retail is like $130, $150, whatever. It's
oh, wait, are you saying that they're offering discounts for people who are getting their shit jacked?
Either jacked or they give them a refund and like a little inconvenience type of discount, or
I don't know.
Oh my, like some people they won on sneakers, it shipped and it was on the way or something, and then just gets lost or it says canceled, and it's like, fam. So now not only do I have to wake up, I have to hope that I enter and win, I have to get it confirmed, I have to hope it's a raffle, I have to hope that my credit card for whatever reason doesn't just flag it for whatever, because that happens too. And then hope that the order goes through, hope that it ships. Now I have to hope that it actually gets to my doorstep. It even gets to the door. It can't even get to your doorstep now because FedEx is stealing it. So it's like there's like 8 hurdles you have to get through to actually get your shoe. Sometimes it gets delivered and a neighbor or someone walking by steals it. We've seen that, people getting Amazon's packages stolen.
Oh yeah,
it's just like, I feel like it's one of those things people just gotta accept as part of it. Like, okay, the FedEx person gets fired, but then what? I still don't have my.
Yeah, I honestly feel like that kind of like the responsibility, and like I know y'all folks, certain folks that will remain unnamed, don't really rock with Amazon, but I feel as if like, you know, at least Amazon, like if your shit gets stolen from Amazon gonna replace it, whether it's the seller or if it's fulfilled by Amazon. Yeah. Like obviously Amazon is different because they have their own supply chain where they can they literally have their own drivers taking it from their facilities to the doorstep on the last mile. But it's just like Nike should be doing something to ensure that these sneakers get to the customer. Like, I don't know what they have to do. I don't know if they got to put a special whatever. I don't know. I don't work for that team. If y'all want to hire me, we could talk. Holla at me. But that's the thing. I just feel as if that should be Nike.
This man has a job and he is on the clock right now, and he is virtually applying for other jobs.
Yo, what's up with Bull? I don't know what's up with this guy. And like, the snitching has just become like an epidemic.
Telling on yourself?
I'm not actually. No one knew I had a job until you just said that. Exactly. You feel me?
On camera.
Like, but yeah. So basically, I feel like it's up to Nike or like, you know, the sneaker store or the sneaker conglomerate to like make sure that this thing, like, it's not like it's just like one of these small boutiques. It's like, y'all have to make sure that these sneakers are getting to these people, man, because it's not fair that you go through all that stress and strife to get these sneakers just for you to have them joints like jugged. It's not cool, man. So I feel like, and the customer can't, it's not even like the customer can select like, hey Nike, can you ship it via, I'll pay extra for you to ship it via this. Like that's the standard shipping Nike offers.
And some people do like, yo, I'm not playing no games, or like, it's changed obviously because of COVID, where people just pay for expedited shipping. Like I want as little barriers to not to entry, but like as little like chances for something. And I'm like that too. Like when people say, oh, let's wait another day to do something, or like, oh, so-and-so is going to do. No, the more factors you add in is the more of a chance of something not working. I don't care if so-and-so will bring it in 2 weeks. Oh, what's the route? No, I will drive. I don't care if it's 50 miles. I will drive today and just get it. Like, no. Yeah, so it's unfortunate. I mean, okay, I get my refund, but now I can't get the shoe unless I want to pay.
I don't want the money, man. Like, money, I gave you the money. Like, I'm an idiot. I want your product. Like, you have my hard-earned money. Like, what? No, like, no, son. Like, don't do that to me, dog. Like, just give me my product, son. And that's a part of customer satisfaction, man. Sometimes the company got to bite the bullet and take an L. There's sometimes that companies will take an L on something just to make the customer happy, so that that customer remembers that customer experience. You feel me? Like, which is something I feel like Amazon, customer, not employee. Amazon makes sure that the customer satisfaction and customer experience is amazing. You know, like, so.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, FedEx, get it together, man. All right. So, last topic for the episode is going to be about crypto. Has become like a huge thing. We all know Bitcoin. We've been hearing about Bitcoin since probably like high school. But you know,
since Dope, wasn't it in that movie Dope?
Was he? I don't remember.
Like he had to
I've seen that movie once.
Yeah, me too. But I just someone reminded me that he was like the whole plot of the movie was him like trying to get Bitcoin, like all this money into Bitcoin or transfer money from Bitcoin. You know what? I'm getting off topic. Continue.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah, like we talk about reselling, we talk about all these things, and like resellers aren't stuck within sneakers. Like they've gone into those Funko Pops before. It's crypto, it's stocks, it's PS5s, it's, you know, and now this NFT thing, which, you know, neither of us know so much about, NFTs, but there's been some scary things going on with it. Like these influencers who get paid by, they're not even a pyramid scheme, they call them like pump and dumps, pause, but they basically get these influencers that, you know, hey, buy into this, you know, whatever Bitcoin or this NFT I'm releasing is limited, They pump up the value of this coin or NFT or whatever. Mm-hmm. People buy into it, and then the people who made it or the influencer, either they got paid already on the back end, and then they just sell once it hits like an all-time high, and the value just plummets. So it's like, now we talked about earlier, like, is it about the hype? Do you actually like the shoe? Bobby Hundreds was talking about it, how he put out, if you don't know, from the Hundreds, the streetwear brand, they have like this, it's called the Atom Bomb, like, logo, and he put out these special NFTs with like Atom Bomb logos that like you can't get anywhere else. And, you know, he's very forward thinking. He's talking about like the economy, not the economy, the environment and things like that. And like clothing itself, like no matter how sustainable you try to make it, is just not good for the environment. Like there's no way to make it good. So he was talking about, is the future of sneakers, is there some form of that with the NFT? Because now we have, you know, kids that buy like the Fortnites, or like there are these things called like punks or something like that. They're like an online avatar type of thing. Mm-hmm. And he's saying like, if the value is in just flexing like on your story, a got 'em screen, or showing this, even you wearing the shoe, like the flex is the picture. Mm-hmm. Like no one's really seen you in real life walking around, unless you had like in the middle of Soho or something. Everybody's wearing it, so it's like whatever. Is the future of that going to be like, oh, we have this special sneaker, like Nike could put out like a special NFT of a certain sneaker that you can't get anywhere else, and it just like has crazy value? Because you talk about limited sneakers, NFTs, they only make a certain amount, so it's like they don't retro, they don't do it, like it's a very, even if it looks similar, the whole blockchain or unique ID around it or whatever, it's like exclusive. So like, do you see that being a thing? Like, I don't think it's far-fetched at all, the way he broke it down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like, you know, I have a limited knowledge base on, you know, the NFTs, and especially what he may have been speaking on. So I can't, like, you know, answer that as thoroughly as I would like. However, I mean, I feel like it just depends. I feel like it depends on what you, like, I know you spoke about the skins, like, for example, in, like, you know, Fortnite or something, how, like, I could understand, like, if you sell something like that where it's, like, it's a way that you have to show, you get to show it off. Because I feel like at the end of the day, it's about people showing it off. Yeah. But personally, I don't think that that's going to be that big of a thing. Who knows? This could be the coldest take of the decade, but I don't think that it's going to be, I feel like the NFT thing is kind of getting blown out of proportion in certain settings. I feel like there is value in these NFTs, but everything can't be an NFT. Like, I don't know if a picture of a sneaker, it's like, actually, matter of fact, no, fuck.
It's not just a picture too. It's like, maybe it starts as that, but like I said, we're moving into this new virtual world where it's like an avatar or something may be wearing the sneaker or something like that. Like, like the Travis skin in the Fortnite, like he had the ones on. So it's like, what if they made that a thing that you can put on to, like, we don't know where the world has changed so much in the last 2 years that it's like, who knows, you know, where it could go. Even in like, that's the thing in video games before Fortnite, where it's like certain like armor and like Halo and stuff, but you get that stuff doing like achievements or doing like you had to work for it, back to what we were saying earlier. Now you can just like buy a skin or buy an NFT, or, you know. But like, I think the first step of that was, you know, everyone's getting into these what do you call them, like Top Shots or something, where they were like NFT basketball highlights.
Yeah, but that's different though. That's an actual highlight, and like, cause one, I think you're gonna need a third party for the avatars or whatever. Cause you mentioned Fortnite and Halo. Those are the third party. Like you need to, cause it's like it has to, because the NBA. Watching the NBA, you're watching clips. So it's like, it makes sense to sell a highlight clip. Like I could see how that makes sense, but like for this thing, I feel like you need to, I don't know what that third party would be, but you would need a third party where it matters in that world.
And that's the thing I mean, we both have limited knowledge on this. So like, I don't even get like, how do you make an NFT, or like, I know they mine this or create it, digitize it, all this, like you said, it's a third party, but even moving closer to that after the NBA and moving closer to sneakers, I remember there was an auction when on draft night on the Adidas app, I got a notification for Trevor Lawrence like card or something, because we've seen trading cards become a bigger thing, right? But those, like, you gotta get them graded and keep them stored in a certain temperature and a whole bunch of cases you carrying around, stuff like that. Now you got an NFT of it. They did an auction for that. Excuse me, and it's like, I'll look into them, or like if I get them for free, like the DC just did their fandom like conference this weekend, and if you signed up, you got a free NFT. If you tweeted about it, you got a second one. So I did it because it's like, it's free. And I don't know if it'll have value later or not, because that's the other thing. It's like, just because it's NFT don't mean it's going to have value. Yeah. Especially if everyone's doing it. It don't matter if you make 5. Same with sneakers, honestly. If no one cares about it, you can make 500 of it. It's like, nigga, I don't like those. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, 100%. We reiterated, we don't know enough about it. I do feel as if like, you look, my main thing is, man, look, y'all keep the avatars with NFTs. Give me the real sneaker. Y'all keep the Gotham screens. Yeah. Give me the real sneaker. Because I just feel like this is like, and of course, I think people should try and, see what can come of it. But I'm not really biting on. I'll sell. If it's buy or sell, I'm going to probably sell on that one. No pun intended. But that's my thoughts on it. I don't know about this sneaker NFT stuff. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I think for artists, that's dope. Like if you're a musician, like art, like I feel like that's dope. But I feel like
or the little artists,
even if you like
photography,
word,
painters and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just think like for something like this, I feel like they just gotta tweak it a little more. Like kind of give me a reason to kind of.
But even that's kind of tricky, like. Because you're talking about like third party, and then there's like, there's no regulation and people doing these schemes and all this, and it's like the government hasn't caught up to them yet. It's
lit, so run it up.
Guess that pretty much wraps up everything from third quarter. Thank you for not coming through. You invited me, but this was Sneaker Talk Jersey edition, episode 4. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, or just me. In the description.
See this guy? You see this one?
In the description. And we'll catch you on the next episode.
Hey, whoa! Before we end, man, you feel me? It's been an absolute pleasure to be my guy here. You feel me? It's been absolutely great.
Shout out to my son Chinedu, but
he's drunk. But it's what day drinking is a real problem in this country. He has to, because to say that inebriated. But nah, for real though, like it's definitely been like a pleasure. I'm glad you invited me, and just to even get to talk about things like this. So I feel like it's dope, and I feel like just in terms of the whole culture, man, y'all please, although there's a lot of cons to sneakers nowadays, you feel me, no pun intended, shout out SneakerCon, but like I feel as if it's so dope how just how much further we could push the sneaker culture, man. Just like sneakers was like a hobby a second ago, now it's like really like $1 million industry. I'm talking about even in the reselling, so I feel like it's just dope. Let's just continue pushing it further and expressing ourselves through this, man. And I feel like it's super dope
and supporting each other. That's
for sure, man.
Whether that's financially or just verbally, because there's a lot of nastiness going on.
Too much nastiness, man. But especially as someone who worked at Foot Locker, man, it get deeper, darker criminal links, man. No, I'm joking. Look, everything's by the book over there, man. I don't know about the mother mamas, but everything by the book of Foot Locker, man. But
it's not. All right, catch y'all.